Tiny Tom is the reason I'm doing this, and I can say that with utmost clarity. I was a kid. I wanted to be a songwriter. I wanted to be a part of this Oklahoma songwriting scene, and Tom pretty much just opened the door wide and said, "Let the kid in." I can remember I'd show up, to his gigs at the Grape Ranch in Okemah, which is not there anymore. But I'd show up and he'd be playing, and I was just enthralled that somebody could do that for a living, just play songs and make enough money to get by, and that's what I wanted to do. And then he'd make me play. He'd say, "Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, John Fullbright," and then he'd walk off, which was just, my knees were knocking. I didn't know what to do. I'd just go up there and play. And what I found out, he was going and smoking a cigarette. That was his break for a 3-hour gig or a 4-hour gig. But to me, it was really monumental because it was one of the first times I'd been on stage in public with a crowd, like a listening audience.
How long were those smoke breaks?
Yeah, just about a cigarette's length,
Right.
Go blow a butt and come back. It was really funny. It's looking back, I realize that now, but at the time, I was just very focused on the fact that I had to play in front of people, and I was scared to death. But yeah, Tom, and I played with him, played with Mike McClure. He plays bass with Mike McClure, and I played keys with him for a little while, and shared a hotel with him for a real long time. I've never met a more imaginative, creative, and funny person in my whole life. The guy's never at a loss. He's just always pouring it on, and it's gold,
Like Randy Crouch, he's pretty funny.
It's very funny. They're pretty funny guys.
Okay.
Tom Skinner, when I first met Tom, he was playing with his brothers, and Tom was kind of the background member of the band. His brothers were really out front, and I lost track of Tom. He went in the service, and I left Oklahoma, and when I came back, he had started writing pretty prolifically and was doing his own singer-songwriter thing. And that's when I really got to know Tom, because we would gather up around the fire and talk around the circle. And then I lost track of his brothers and had no idea if they were even still alive or around or what had became of them. And I've started running into his brothers over the last couple of years, so I know they're still around, they're still playing. But Tom has always been, I think because he was raised in that musical environment, I guess, with his brothers playing. I have no idea if his rest of his family was musicians or not, but I think that might have instilled it in him. Maybe it was a competition with his brothers or something over it, but he has a drive in him to make music and create that is part of him. And he is really, really responsible for a lot of the people in this area that got a chance to get on stage. He does a science project every Wednesday, real comfortable environment for people to get up there and play, and he's real supportive. He makes them feel like it's worthy. He validates the young musicians greatly. And Tom was from the same generation I was, and then the Ranger Boys probably came after that, and then the Ragweed and Boland and all them came probably the next generation in my mind anyway. That's how I look at it, is the steps. And then there was 3 or 4 generations between there that I kind of lost track of because I was way on the other side of the country, and then I come back and I see people like Fullbright and Parker and the Troubadours and people it's still going on. And I still see them kind of at the Wednesday night science project, and Tom's still connected with them, and let alone he's got one of the greatest voices that I think has ever been heard in Oklahoma. You hear Tom, you know it's Tom.
I said this one time, and somebody said, I can't remember why I didn't end up using this as a quote, but if there was a nighttime show for this scene and everything about it, Tom Skinner should be the host or the band leader. You know what I mean? But he's just, no one person can embody at one moment the entire scene of what Red Dirt, or what you and I call the oaky alternative folk music, whatever, which still encompasses everything from Western swing to blues, you know. But he is as much of it at any given moment, you know. He's just a wonderful singer, songwriter, guitar picker, plays bass with Mike, which I think that is cool in its own way. I've always thought those two ended up playing in a band together was great. Tom was the first one of that crew. I'd been playing a couple of tunes here and there with Cody Canada in Stillwater, but we were at Willie's one night and Tom got me up to play a tune, and you know, Bob was there and Scott Evans and several folks, so it was my first time to get to play around them and hang out and talk with those guys. So I thought that was really cool because Tom didn't know me, and Cody just kind of said, hey man, you can get up, you can jam one too. And Tom just, it was the type of guy, sure man, here's my guitar, and figured if you're dumb enough to get up there, do it. So be always thankful to Tom for that, and then just being a very high set bar to strive for. I've always had a thing for thumb picking, and once I learned to finger pick a little bit, always thinking I want to learn to thumb pick. I'm going to, and he was one of the inspirations and reasons for that, along with Townes Van Zandt. So I needless to say, I finally learned how to do it, and that's one of the little pieces of the puzzle I always wanted to learn, to be able to just sit down and play that thumb pick walking blues. You know, it's a part of guitar heritage, and I think sometimes we're losing that, but I think then as soon as it gets lost, some guys bring it back around, because you know, it got back around to me.
We met at the Tom Skinner Science Project one night. I was kind of new in town and just looking for some music, and I kind of fell in love with Tom's music, and he was always super nice to me and always got me up and jammed. And I heard Jesse singing one night and just kind of clicked. We were both about the same age and weren't really playing with anybody else at the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
We just kind of hooked up.
Yeah, I mean, that was... It's you know, Tom was doing this thing called the Science Project, and he still does it. And, you know, it's a bunch of his friends. They've been playing music together since the 70s, I believe. You know, I think it was the late 70s when all those guys started playing together. And you know, they did this gig together where they all kind of, you know, Tom was kind of the leader, but then, you know, other guys in the band would take the mic for a while, and then, you know, and then throughout the night, different guests and friends would get up and play, and that's how, you know, we both had the opportunity to play songs during that thing, which was really cool, because when you're young and you're first starting out, and you know, you don't have enough material to maybe do your own night of music, or you know, that, so to have that sort of outlet was great, and to be in front of a listening crowd, and so it was really cool, and that Tom with the Science Project kind of provided an outlet for us to you know, start performing, and you know, and when I heard Dustin, it was like, you know, we were around the same age, and we were both really heavily influenced by blues and southern rock and stuff, so we hit it off, you know, right away. I was like, whoa, there's finally another kid in town that likes the same stuff I do. Like, this is cool. So
Yeah, I think we would have eventually met anyway, but if it wasn't for Tom being so gracious
Yeah.
and getting us
He is
up
known for being a nice
and getting us up and playing with each other, we would have met eventually, but not the way we did and so early and got started so early together.
Yeah, and I mean, and Tom influenced us as well, in that he showed us a way that music can be done in a more laid back fashion, in a very warm and friendly sort of way, and we, you know, as we got older and started doing more of our own stuff, we realized that, you know, that it's not about like, this is our band and like we're gonna take over the scene and do this sort of stuff. It's more about like, you know, making music with other people that have like interest in seeing what kind of stuff you can come up with creatively and building a community instead of just, you know, a band. So it's kind of cool.
The Golden Throat, man. I remember going over when I first started playing music, and my dad was playing with Tom Skinner all the time. I mean, they were all, him and Randy and Tom, they were all playing a bunch of music. Dad went to Nashville with Craig and Randy and got a guitar stolen 10 minutes into the trip. But I was exposed to Tom at an early age, and it never failed. Anywhere I was ever at that the man would sing a note, anybody, including myself, would drop what they do and listen. And I will never claim to be any kind of a singer, and anybody that comes to see me knows I enjoy it, but he is as big an influence on me wanting to sing and write a song and play a song as anybody I've ever heard. And if it was up to me, if I could pick somebody to sing and just listen to, it would be Tom Skinner. Nobody can tell a story like that with such conviction. And he's just a big old goofball, and you gotta love the guy, because he's always been that same way. Ever since I was a kid, he's always opened the door. You want to get up and play with us, Thomas? I would love to play with y'all, you know. He's never held back, so I think that he is, not that we don't know, but I think he's one of the real unsung heroes of Oklahoma as far as our music scene. He's a really big deal to me and to a lot of us musicians.
Just as long as I'm in this world, I am the light of this world. As long as I'm in this world, I'm the light of this world. Well, if you don't believe in Jesus, not a word he said would come all the way down that old Nazareth road just to raise you from the dead. Just as long as I'm in this world, I am the light of this world. As long as I'm in this world, I'm the light of this world. Now I've got fiery fingers, Lord, and I've got fiery hands. When I get up into heaven, I'm gonna play in Benny Craig's band. As long as I'm in this world, I am the light of this world. As long as I'm in this world, I'm the light of this world. Gonna shout out over the water, you know, I ain't gonna be here long, 'cause my soul is anchored in Jesus, and the world ain't gonna do me no wrong, as long as I'm rest. And them angels, they done sign my name. But just as long as I'm in this world, I am the light of this world. Long as I'm in this world, I'm the light of this world. Just as long as I'm in this world.